See, in the real time, so we have been assumed deployed as a cloud engineer. So you are a cloud engineer and you were asked to deploy a Python program. So previously we have seen a web server, a web application. So that is being deployed on the Java and a Spring Boot framework. So the previous applications, we have seen this. So deploying onto the Apache web server, that is either HTTPD. So Tomcat, I haven't demonstrated, I remember. So let me demonstrate Tomcat later. So the Tomcat is going to be pending. So this we have seen. So installing Apache web server and deploying my web application onto the web server using my index.html file. And so with respect to the auto scaling group and elastic load balancer, I remember we demonstrated it. So post to that, so you are given a task to deploy a Python function, a Python program or Python app. So it won't be same as your web app. So web application only, but it's a .py extension, that is the Python app. So how you will be deployed? So in the current session, so we are demonstrating that part. How can you deploy your Python application onto your EC2 infrastructure? So infrastructure was cloud and application was Python stack here. So what are the prerequisites? So the prerequisites are going to be, so for time being, I'm deploying onto the EC2 instance so that the same thing can be done onto the Lambda function we have seen. So if it is a simple Lambda function, I can be deployed onto the Lambda function. So I have seen the many Python functions were being deployed here, .py. So that could be resize functions, that could be start and stop my EC2 functions, and that is sending the SNS notifications and identify the root logins. We have seen the many automation functions with respect to the Lambda. So I just deployed a small Python functions to automate the task. So if it is a smaller function, I can deploy onto my Lambda function also for the shorter executions that we have seen. So post to that, the same thing can also be done onto the Elastic Beanstalk also. This I will demonstrate again separately in a session. How your application can be deployed onto the Elastic Beanstalk also. So these are the compute options I have. So apart from that, I have a Kubernetes cluster. So if time permits, you will see this also. So deploying it onto the Elastic Kubernetes Service, EKS. Or ECS, Elastic Container Service. So they are the Kubernetes topics. So deploying your application onto the cluster rather than the single resources. So these are the options I have. So one could be deploying onto the EC2. So Python we haven't seen, that we will demonstrate today. Previously I used to deploy onto the Lambda functions. So this is the secondary. I can deploy it onto the Elastic Beanstalk, another type of compute. So especially it is intended to developer centric. So this is intended for the developer. So it's a serverless. So our developers are not aware of the infrastructure. They were not aware of the VPCs. They were not aware of the security groups. These kind of things, they were not much aware. So they simply have a piece of code that need to be deployed onto the some infrastructure. So it's again a compute type. So Elastic Beanstalk. So it can be deployed onto the Elastic Beanstalk also, and finally onto the Kubernetes. So we'll see the remaining options. For time being, let us demonstrate onto the my EC2 instance. Well and good. So I need a EC2 to deploy onto that. An EC2 needs to be launched. And so I suppose to deploy the requirements. So that were required to deploy my Python functions. First, a compute server is required, will be built. Secondary, I need the requirements. So they will be defined in the requirements.txt along with your file. So Python comes with an infinite number of packages, very good number of packages for each functionality. So they need a specific packages, or I can say layers, mostly packages. So first on the EC2, I supposed to install my Python 3 pip. So that is the Python package manager. So assume my function supposed to do the resize activity. It's supposed to have a one package. Assume my Python supposed to do the payments. So it's supposed to have the another package. Assume so my Python function supposed to do so like data analytics. So I need the fundas. Another package is going to be funda. So like that, I need the various packages for the various functionality. I have a very good number of packages that were available in my Python functionalities. So as a part of requirements, it depends upon the functionality of my Python function. So I supposed to deploy appropriate package. For that, I can make use of my pip. So pip is going to be Python package manager. So to deploy appropriate packages to execute the functionality. So first, in a similar fashion to the Java, I need a JDK. So for suppose I supposed to deploy Java application, I need first JDK. So we have seen it. First, I supposed to install the JDK. In a similar fashion, first I supposed to install the Python 3 pip, Python package manager, and then so whatever the packages I want, I supposed to install those packages. So what are the required packages? So they will be mentioned by the developer in the requirements.txt. So he developed the package. So he will mention it in the requirements.txt file. So those things will be deployed. So that could be pillow, another layer. So it could be streamline it. For suppose it's supposed to get the updates of my news updates was there. There is a Python function called they can get the latest news from the web and they can put it, they can this that is a streamlined thing. Depends upon the functionality. It have the various packages. So the required packages will be mentioned by your developer in the requirements.txt. So that is not your cup of tea. You no need to bother about it. Fine. So moment the code is ready. So if it is a Java application, so we use it to get either .var or the .jar files. It will be given like this if it is a Java application. So, but if it's a Python application, there won't be such packages. So you want to clone, you're supposed to clone the entire package into the local computer. So if it is a Java application, .var web archive, .var stands for the web archive, short form of web archive, .jar Java archive, or you supposed to enterprise archive, so .er. So you're supposed to get like this. So, but if it is a Python function, it won't be the similar function. So I supposed to clone the entire repository into my PC or server where I supposed to deploy my application. So I'm saying that I supposed to clone the repository. So I supposed to take the entire code will be called as a repository. So where it is being present. So mostly, so every organization will have their own repository, each and every organization. So pay highest attention here. So every organization store their codes in their repository. So definitely it will be private nature. So who can access it? So only people allowed. So some 100 people are part of organization. Only these people will have the permissions to access these codes. So that could be copying the files or editing the source code. So only these people, whoever the employees of organization, any number. So only they can access it. So it will be called as a private. So if a repository is the public, so it is going to be can be accessed by anyone. So anyone can access it. Anyone can. Yes. Credentials. 1 second, guys. Yeah. So if it is a public repository, anyone can copy the code. So definitely it won't be public. So only freelancing projects will have a public in nature. So Organizational repository is definitely private in nature. So who can copy the code and who can commit the code and who can change the code? People who is having the permissions. So Alladi Cloud Solutions is Alladi Cloud Solutions is organization. So they have the 4 products. So every product will have a code. So they will be called SRC, source code. So Alladi Cloud Solutions may have the hundreds of employees. So everyone cannot access to the all source codes. See, they have the 4 source codes. 1, 2, 3, 4 products, 4 source codes. So everyone don't have access to the all source codes. So only people who is working on, so only maybe some 10 people working on it, only these 10 people will have the access to the source code. So the source code could be like what I'm saying, to clone it. So clone means copy it. So to edit it or to delete it. So mostly don't happen, but I'm saying, or to update it. So whatever the update, whatever the activity could be, only these 10 people who is given the permissions, only they can do this. So this is a private repository mostly. Okay, so in the current case where my code is being present, so I just kept, so to demonstrate, I am taking a local copy. So to demonstrate this, so I am taking my local copy. So this is my repository. So this is my repository. So it is an easy step. If you guys have an account, GitHub account, you can maintain the repository. If you guys don't have the account, you can fork my account also. So I kept it as a open thing. So this is my account, Dr. Venkata. So I have these many repositories. So I have these many codes for my practice purpose. So this is the current app I am going to demonstrating it. So today app is my app, which I am going to demonstrating it. So this is the repository. If I go inside, let me check. So you guys may be new to the GitHub. So please habituate to the GitHub slowly. So GitHub is required. So because being a cloud engineer or being a DevOps engineer, your organizational code will be kept in your GitHub. So you're supposed to work closely with the GitHub. So create an account in the GitHub. It is a self-explanatory. You can take any free videos and you just go through the creating a GitHub account. So this is a to-do app folder, will be called as a technical name repository in the GitHub. So these are the files that were related to my application. An application is being deployed. So it has a manage.py. So it contains the static files. So it contains some to-do app activities. So it has a small database, like is a db.sqlite. So it is a small database to store the data of my application. So the application is being deployed by the developers. So you do not have any concern about the development because it's strictly done by your developers. So do not get bothered about it. So you no need to think of it. So what you need to do, so you're supposed to clone it onto your EC2 server such that it can be deployed. So the entire code is supposed to clone into your EC2 instance. So let me go to my console. So let me create an EC2 instance for you to deploy this. So take EC2. So I am under the Hyderabad region. So I think you are well aware of infrastructure. I no need to do this, how it will be done. So you're supposed to create a custom VPC, and custom VPC, you have to create a public subnet and private subnet. So let me demonstrate quickly. So how it will be going to be in our real time? We discuss it, creating a custom VPC. So we are going to creating a custom VPC of certain IP address range. So like 10.0.0.0/16. So over that, we are going to creating a public subnet of certain IP address range. This is a pub subnet. And we are going to be having a private subnet. So we are going to placing a private things here. So the only the front end will be kept here. AP stands for the front end. and a business logic. So whatever the business logic of your application was there, that business logic plus databases will be kept in the private subnet. So public subnet, nothing but a additional portion of your entire IP address range. So this I'm using 10.0.2.0. So /24. So public subnets, private subnets are being created. So internet gateway needs to be created for the public subnet access. So root tables needs to be modified. So and then internet gateway, root tables. So NAT gate, if required, NAT gateway needs to be installed here. So this is the flow. So you just go through a custom VPC creation previous process. So once the everything setup is ready, so I am going to placing the front end here. So I'm going to placing the remaining things in the private subnet. So let me take a public subnet resource for time being to access everyone. I'm keeping my resource entire application onto the public subnet. So your project manager or your team will decide. So we'll have a couple of parts of your code. So which part needs to be kept in the public subnet? So you may have your application may be set into the entire parts. So like the front end application app will be deployed here in this EC2 instance, and we will create another EC2 instance in the private subnet, or my business logic or my backend portion of the code, app or code. So it's going to be placed in the private subnet portion. So this is how, so they will be redirected you. So you no need to be worried about it. So which portion I supposed to keep it in the public subnet and which portion I supposed to keep it in the private subnet. You no need to get panic about it. So they will be redirected. Okay, so for time being, so since everyone's supposed to access it, my entire portion I'm straight away keeping on my public subnet. So let me go to my EC2 instances. I am at Hyderabad region. So instances. So let me create a EC2 instance. So let me launch a EC2 instance. So let me say, so to do app server, or I will say Python app server. So let me choose the Ubuntu, a different flavor. So previously we mostly done with AMI 2023. So let me demonstrate today Ubuntu. So 22.04. So which is a free tier eligible. So free tier eligible. So T3.micro is sufficient for me. So let me take some key pair. So there are the previous key pairs. So GitHub auth is a previous key pair. So let me go with the previous key pair. That is sufficient for me. For timing, let me keep it on the default VPC. So in the real time, it will be kept in the custom VPC. So a default security group I am choosing. So let me cross check if there any inbound and outbound rules needs to be changed. So those rules I will change it. Let me launch my EC2 instance. Now I'm going to deploying my Python application onto my EC2 instance. So click on instances, set it to the running state. So it is going to be started off soon. Python app server. Let me click on to connect to it. So otherwise, let me connect using my mobile xterm. So mobile xterm. In initial days, we discussed how to install it. So try to install it mobile xterm. So a third-party emulator. Wait for some time. Let it become active. The 3x3 check supposed to come up. Let me check. Can I connect it or not? So I supposed to take the public IPv4 address. So go to the mobile xterm here. So I need a session. Click on the SSH. The type of connection was SSH. So copy paste the host here. So specify the username. So the default username is going to be Ubuntu for my Ubuntu server. So that is the EC2 user if it is my AMI 2023. So but now I chosen Ubuntu operating system. So Ubuntu is the default user. So advanced SSH settings. So use a private key here. So let me select a private key, GitHub auth. So GitHub auth. So that is my code. Let me check. GitHub auth.pem. Yeah, this is my PEM key. PEM key is required in the GitHub, mobile xterm. Asking for acceptance of the key. So authenticating with the open key. I am done. So I am good. I have been connected. Check who am I? So I am the Ubuntu. I logged in as a Ubuntu. Remember, Ubuntu is the default user of your operating system. So every operating system initially comes with a one user to come inside, to go inside and to do some activity. So Ubuntu is a default user. If it is a AMI 2023 EC2 user. So check the present working directory. The present working directory was /home/Ubuntu, which is the home directory of my Ubuntu user. So now what I supposed to do, I supposed to clone entire repository here. Entire code needs to be entire code needs to be bring here. So for time being, my code is in repository. So go to this repository. The code is being kept in the Git, which is a central repository for your organization. So every organization, if it is Alladi Cloud Solutions, so you can see Alladi Cloud Solutions here. Is it may have the hundreds of repositories with specific project name. So this is my personal Dr. Venkata, and this is my repository. So this is now I am going to deploy my application to do app, a simple Django framework activity. So programming language was Python.py. The framework was Django framework, just like Spring Boot. So similar to the Spring Boot, here the framework, the backend framework was Django. So Python requires the Django framework. It is being developed using the Django and Python programming language. Well and good. So I supposed to clone it here. How can I clone it? So is it possible to clone it here? So now I am here. So now I am on this mission 18.61.20 Now I am here. So it's supposed to be copy the code. How it can happen? So for that, Git needs to be installed first here. So let me increase the font. Terminal display settings. 1 second. Font settings. Increase the font size one more time. Let me do one more instance. Yeah. So what I want to do, so I need the repository comes to supposed to here. So whatever is there in the web, whatever is there on the GitHub. So I need the code here. So pay highest attention here. So for that, I can execute the command git, so clone and URL. So, but to execute this command, my EC2 should aware what it is going to do. For that, git needs to be installed. So check whether the git is being present or not. Git ---- version. If it gives some response, means it is being present inside. So I can see git version 2.3.2.34.1 means GitHub is already being present over there. So Ubuntu comes with default Git installed. So, but other operating systems might not present. So then you're supposed to install it. Sudo m install git. So this is the step -y. So by executing, sorry. So this is the Debian based operating system. I supposed to do sudo apt install git -y. So if it is a RHL or AMI 2023, I supposed to go for the M. So, but if it is a Debian based, in place of M, I supposed to use the apt. So sudo apt install git -y. So it is already being, so that is saying that 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed, 0 to remove, or 0 not upgraded. Why? Because, so look at here, Git is already the newest version, that is the 2.34.1. So for the Ubuntu, I am no need to bother about it. So Git is already being present. So to clone the repository, I supposed to execute the git commands. So git is already being present. Now I can clone my repository. So by using the git clone, so I need the path, URL path, where the repository is being present. So go here. So this is my, if it is you are working for the project, so it will be like Intel Corporation, or it could be Microsoft, or it could be Infosys. It will be like that. Infosys. This is the repository name. So this code is supposed to click it. So go to the code. So I have the multiple ways here to connect it. Could be Git hub CLI, HTTPS, SSH. So take SSH. So sorry, take HTTPS. So click on that. So copy paste it here URL. So where it is being present? It is being present here. So under the code, go for the drop down. So check for the HTTPS. You can identify the path. So where it is being present. So now clone it. So what it will do? So before executing, let me check. So let me clear this. So if I execute LL, bit slower, wait, see. So these are the files I can see. So I do not have any repositories here. So but I am executing the git clone. If I execute the git clone, let me see what it will come. Sorry. So it is being lost from the clipboard. Let me take it from here again. So HTTP URL is being copied. So let me execute git clone, paste. So press enter. So it is cloning. So it is quicker. So much quicker. Some 8 MB, sorry, some at the rate of 3 Mbps per second. So the entire data is being copied. So now if I execute the LL command, I can see my repository here. So this is my repository. So 11:47 UTC time. So 11:47 UTC. This is the UTC time. So UTC. So 2 IST. You can check. So it is under the UTC. I want in the IST. So it is going to be 517. So now it is the 518. So my repository is being copied here after the 517. Let me go to my mobile. Yeah. So 11:47. So at 517, it is being copied. Well and good. Okay. I have the repository. So change directory to the CD to the my repository. CD change directory. So go inside your repository. So that is the entire folder. You just pay LL. So these are the folders I have inside. So the same folder is you can see from your repository also. So whatever the same manage.py I have seen, db.sqlite, to do apps, to this. So same content you can see from here. So static files. So you can see the static files here, static files. Yeah, static files. So here I have the to do app folder, to do app folder, to do's folder. You can see the to do's folder here. So .dsstore is there, .gitignore is there. So license file is there. The same is being copied. So whatever the content it is being here, the entire content is being copied to the now onto my EC2 instance where I want to deploy my Python application. So whatever the repository was there previously at the GitHub, which is a hosting application. So now the entire code is being pulled onto my EC2 instance server. So let me check. So it is well and good. So now what needs to be done? So the step I need prerequisites. So as I told, so some installations was required. So let me do the update. So I need to do the, so these are the list of the steps I need to execute one after another to deploy my application. So I supposed to update my application, sorry, my operating system, sudo apt get update. So there is a possibility of some updates to my operating system. So this step I supposed to execute. I supposed to execute in the very first instance. At any point of time I can execute, no issue. So sudo apt get update. So it is equivalent to the M in your AMI 2023. So let me give -y straight away to update it. So if is there any updates, so it is going to updating the packages. It's just packages updation. So that were being available with my operating system. So some packages were there, they were being updated. Some 40 MB data is being updated. Well and good, no issue. So next to this, so if you go here, so I install the Git, it is not required, it is already being present. I checked the Git version is there. So I just clone my operating system. I redirect it to here. So these parts are being done. So it's being done. So since it is a Python application, I need the Python dependencies that needs to be installed. First, I supposed to install Python 3 pip. So first, let me install the Python package manager. So Python 3 pip is going to be my Python package manager. So first install the Python package manager, later install the required packages. So let me copy this. So execute this one. So sudo apt install Python 3 pip -y. So -y, yes. So if I remove this, it will ask to again whether I suppose install it or not. So it is asking yes or no. So to avoid that, straight away I'm giving the -y. That is the saying yes, hey, straight away install it. -y is the argumentation to download it. So it's being fetching in the progress. It is going to be deploying. So once it is being installed in the next step, so using the pip. So pip is my Python manager. Using the pip, install the Django. So Django is a framework. So in the next step, install your Django. So it is asking to OK. It's going to be taken. Wait for a while. Yep. So successful. It is being installed. So in the next step, install the Django. Why? Because Django is our framework for the successful execution of my code. I need a Django inside my server. So install the Django framework. It is a small file. It will be installed very quicker. Hardly 20 to 30 seconds. It is going to be installed in a quick fashion. So yeah, it is done. So successfully installed my Django. So 5.2.4. So quicker. So it is a smaller size. Can be installed. In the next step, so you need to execute this step. So this Python 3, what it is going to do? So this step will be help in creating the database tables. So I need a small database. So to do app, so to store the data, so whatever the data I am giving to load it, I need a small database. I just taken the db.sqlite, a small data table along with my Python. So to make the tables, I suppose to make use of the make migrations. So these steps will be provided with you in the real time. So you don't need to get panic about it. Hey, whether I'm aware of it or not. You don't need to get panic about it. So list of instructions, set of commands will be provided in the real time. You don't need to memorize any commands. So make the tables. So make migrations. It is being done. So and finish off it using this next command like migrate. They were being created and finish it. So by executing migrate, the tables are being created and migrated successfully. So the length is fine. Okay. So then you're supposed to run your application. So everything is run, everything is being run. Now you're supposed to run your application using the next command. So before that, in a similar fashion to your operating system, so you can create a user to maintain your Python application also. So for that, you can execute this command. If it is required, you can execute a command. So this is my original app manage.py. So I can create a super user. So who will monitor your Python operating system. So it is required in the real time. So access into the admin panel and check what is happening to your application to do the analysis. So you need a user. So other than your operating system, you need a user to your Python application also. If it is for the Tomcat, a Tomcat user will be there. So if it is a Apache web server, Apache 2 is there. In a similar fashion, you need a user to monitor and to do some administrative access of your application. So let me create that. So let me create a super user or a user by using the command. The intention was to create a user, but the command was create super user. So let me take this command python 3 manage.py. So create a supervisor. It will be asked for the username and password kind of things. So I will say Python admin, good. So ask for the password, kind of resettings for the passwords kind of thing. Supposed to provide the dear.venkin@gmail.com. Well and good. Ask for the password, give similar to the username. So Python admin, password again, Python admin. Yeah, so these things bypass, yeah, no problem, bypass it. It's being set successfully. So super user is being created successfully. The intention is to monitor your Python application. So now you're supposed to run your application. To run your application, the command is going to be Python 3 So whatever the name you given to your application code, here manage.py is my Python code. So go to my repository. So here, so if you look at here, this is my Python function manage.py. So that name I supposed to be given here. So it is going to be very application to application. You can place it as app here. You might play it. So main.p, there could be anything. So while developing whatever the name given, so for suppose I made given ACS, or I might given the Flipkart here. So or I might given like Amazon here. So whatever the name given, or I might given Venkat dot here. So on my name. So this is your optional. So but whatever the main source code, just like index.html. So in a similar fashion, so I can .py I can mention here. Here in this case they given as a manage.py. So let me take this minus.py and run those Python function. So Python stating that start the Python. This is the code manage.py. So stating that run the server. So this command is to run the server. Run the server. This code of type Python. So read in this way. So Python 3 related to the Python. This is the code, main code, and I am saying run the server. So this portion, what is this portion saying? So run the application on 8000 port. Run the server on the 8000 port. So what is 0.0.0.0? So I'm stating that make it accessible for the everyone. It's a wildcard entry kind of thing. So in case in the real time, if they might be given, hey, our VPC size was 12.0. So 0.000/16. This is our VPC size. So this application must be accessed by only these people. So then you're supposed to give like this. So this place is supposed to give like this. So only these people can access it. So still at 8000 port, but only if the request comes from only these people can access it. So in this fashion, let me run it. So for time being, I'm keeping another 0. Control Z, control. Yeah. So, but understand the syntax. So Python 3, this is the code name. I'm saying run the server. So make it everyone accessible. So on the port number 8000. So let me take this command and execute it. Copy. So to execute this, where you're supposed to be present. So for that, you need to be present where your manage.py file is there. So assume, so if you go back to one step, so if you execute the pwd where I am now, so I am at the /home/ubuntu. But what I am saying, so I am running this command, hey, run the manage.py. So if I ll here, if I list the files, then there is no manage.py here. To execute this command, I need to go to the inside the repository where our manage.py is present. So I supposed to change the to-do app. So go inside, if I ll, so I have the manage.py file here. So look at manage.py, I have the file here. Now execute that command. So let me take this command and execute this command. This is running. Now let me check so whether I can access it or not. So take the mission public IPv4 address, Control V, and take the port number 8000. So I can access a simple Python function. So which will maintain a to-do list. So I just made migrations to create a table, that is this table. So whatever that I'm giving, so a to-do list. So I will say develop a code for the release 2. So this is my to-do list for today. So for today, I can save it. So to do this, I need a database. I just taken a small database, a light database, which is nothing but so my db.sqlite. So you don't need to get bothered about it. So you are not part of it. So a developer will create it and developer will sync your database with your application. But what I want to say, so whatever the content I had written here, so it is going to be storing in my SQLite. So the moment I added it is a kind of post activity. So I can go to my mobile XTEM, you can see. So something I posted here. The moment I read it, we'll get a get function. The moment I post it, it will be a post function. So let me add one more post for time being. So I couldn't see any post at 600. So one post is being happened. That is nothing but my 5:31. So let me do one more post so I can see another post. So for time being only one post I can see. So let me post one more thing. So want to check my second post. So this is my today activity. So you can see a new post. See immediately at 6:01, I can see a new post. So the moment I am posting it here, you can see the new post here. So this is the response of the terminal, but at any point of time, if I comes out of my terminal, so I want to do some other activity in the console. So I want to change, so I want to modify some files. So I want to see the system performance. So I executed some commands. I want to see the system performance. I executed the term command. I came out of the terminal. So if it happens like that, so I cannot access my application. See, the application went down because I disturbed my terminal. So it needs to be run continuously. So for that, I can make use of the no hop utility. So remember, no hop, no hop, HUP. So I can make use of the no hop utility. So to run the my commands continuously, so without disturbing my terminal. So even though I came out of the terminal, I will close the terminal. So my application will be still running. So let me take that. Make it no hop. Hop. So a makeup no hop will come in the starting, and in the end we'll get a ampersand. So let me take this command. So there is not required actually. Straight away I can do this. So unnecessary drama, you just avoid it. So take this. So cancel this. So previously this is the command I executed. Now straight away let me make it no hop. So no hop. And let me give ampersand in the end. This is called ampersand in the end. So means run it in the background. So even though I will close this is the terminal. Even though I'm exit from the terminal, it is still running in the background. Remember this. No hop and this ampersand will make my application will run in the backend. So click on enter. So now let me disturb it. So I am disturbing it. I am executing other commands. I want to see the system performance. I executed the top command. So if I go and check it, so previously I'm not able to access it. Let me refresh it. So it is running in the backend. Now you can see I can access it. So let me try on the third instance. So it is being given, it is being came here. So let me delete one. It is being deleted. So deleted. Let me add one more. Let me add one more activity. So it's being done. So I can do seamlessly. So this is a Python function. It is being deployed using the run server. What is the command I used? So look at here. This is the run server. This is the one way of doing it. So I have another way of doing it. So for development and testing environment, run server is sufficient to check whether my application is running or not. So to make it more scalable, more proficient, so they come up with a server, a kind of web server for the Python applications, explicitly for the Python applications. So gunicorn. So what exactly it was? So a feature to deploy my Python applications, gunicorn. So it's just short form of green towards green unicorn. So they made it a shortcut. So gunicorn. So it's a web server to host your Python applications, explicitly for the Python applications. To host your Python applications, think of your gunicorn. So it may be present in some systems or it may not be present. If it is not present, you're supposed to create it once. So let me go here, disturb this activity. So I supposed to kill my all applications. So previously it is running in the backend continuously. So let me kill them. So no longer I don't want them. So my application name was so ps-ef it will give all running processes, and I want my manage.py. So stop these services. So one is being, so take the process ID and kill that process ID. What is the process ID? Process ID was, yeah, the process ID of this one, my manage.py was 11255. So let me kill them. So kill can be used to kill that process 11255. So and kill other process also 11256. So it may not be present by this time. It might be killed already. So it's being done. Let me kill the third process. You cannot identify the third process 12061. By this time it might be killed. It is a dependent process. So no such process. Already they were being killed. Now let me check. So ps-f ef all running processes. PS stands for the running processes -ef. So I'm typing it. So grep. So check is there a minus.py is running inside still. So it is a zombie process. So you don't need to get panic about it. It is not a process. It is a zombie process. If you try to kill it also, it won't happen. So kill, let me 12375. It says no such process. So it is not a process. It is a zombie, a child process. No need to get bothered about it. So I just killed the main process. This one and this one I killed already. So now check, is there any unicorn is present? So which G unicorn? So there is no response. If it is being present, I can get some response. Now let me install a G unicorn. So how I can do this? So before that, you just update your packages, copy it. So let me check if any updates are present. Might be present. So why? Because some packages are being installed. Is being done. So 6 days package can be upgraded. It is being done. So go back. So do this one. It's a package manager. I can install using pip. So pip install gunicorn. So execute this activity. Pip install gunicorn. So will be installed much faster. So 23.0. So successfully installed. So the moment it is being installed, now run your application using your gunicorn. So it is the most popular way in the real time. So supposed to do. What is the syntax? Start with the gunicorn. Run your server, run your application using the gunicorn. So here you have to give your repository name here. To-do app is my repository name. So go here. So check. So this is my repository name, and you can go to your EC2 instance also. So go to your EC2 instance. So what is my repository name? PWD. So this is my repository name. So that name I supposed to give. So to-do app. So that is my repository name. Dot WSGI stands for the web server gateway interface application, and bind it to the this one. So bind it to the any such that anyone can access it, but through the port number 8000. So let me execute this command. So do not by heart the command, understand the command, what it's doing. So I am saying start the function for this application. So web server gateway interface. So this is an application, and bind it to the any address over the port number 8000. So let me start my Python application. So sudo apt install. It's already being done. Still asking F1Y. Give it again. Yeah, it is running. Now let me check whether I can access it or not. So if we have a doubt, in the same way, take this and take it from the, if it is the cache. So go to the new page and access from here. So IP address :8000. So it is asking to continue site. Not sure. So what I will do, so close this and let me start new. So you can see, you can access it now. So there may be some latency using the gunicorn. in the first instance. Over, you can access it seamlessly. Internal server error. Wait for some time. Yeah, it is ready. So you can see that I can access it. So now let me access from the incognito. It is asking since it is HTTP type. So it is not supporting a secure connection. No problem. So if I refresh it forcefully, Control F5, let me check whether it is a cache or not. So I just refreshed. I did a forceful cache. Let me check whether it is a previous cache or it is being serving from my gunicorn. Yeah, I can see it. So let me do whether it is working or not. So it is being served from the gunicorn. So it's being added. So let me try again to confirm it is gunicorn. Yeah, it is being added, is taking up. So it is being deployed using the unicorn. So, but it is not a system. I can see in the incognito also. So incognito means it won't take the cache. So let me refresh it. So if I refresh, I can see the previous databases. So this is from incognito, and let me check. So if I give it here, if I refresh it here, let me check whether it is being taken or not. So this is from the incognito. It is being taken. Yeah, my application is running. It is being running on the incognito. So well and good. So now, so I need the some steps to make it as a service. So now it is not a service. So I need to make them as a service. So for that, I need to create a systemd for this. And I supposed to add these values into that inside the file. So to stop my application, to start application, gunicorn is not my inbuilt function. So for that, I supposed to make it as a service. For that, I supposed to execute this step. So let me do this portion. So let me create it as a service. So go inside. So disturb it. I am saying creating a file under /etc/systemd. I am making it a service to start and stop it. So create a file. So I supposed to add a configuration file. So take this configuration file. I supposed to add this. So to make it as a service. Especially to start and stop. So it is being created. So now execute this step one after another. So to reload and let me execute all together at a time. Not sure whether they will take it or not, but assume it will take. It's being enabled. So a symbolink is being created, means the third step is being taken. Now let me check systemctl status gunicorn. To check using the systemctl utility, I'm supposed to create a service. Just now created. So it is being failed to start. So what is the concern? Let me start it. Systemctl start gunicorn. Let me reload it or start it. It seems to be showing some error. It is not throwing the error. Check the status. It's being failed. Seems to be strange. Let me check let me try to access it. So Control V. So take 8,000 and check whether I can access it or not. Sometimes it won't be, yeah. So it is really not starting up. Let me check. So what is the difficulty? Let me debug it. So user is Ubuntu, www data /form/Ubuntu to do app. Worker 3 hyphen bond 00 Voodoo app WC application good. Restart always. Install. It is in good shape. What is the difficulty? Go here. Direct to slash etc system D. So L unicorn G unicorn. Yeah, G unicorn. So CFT G unicorn service description. Okay, so there is a difficulty in picking it up as a service. So what I will do, I will make it as a no hop. So no problem. So let me start as a no hop, means run it in the background continuously. In a similar fashion, so let me do it as a no hop. So let me copy paste it. So it is not successfully taking as a service, seems to be some syntax error. So I will say run in the background. Say no hop. So now take this and run in the background in a similar fashion. Directory 2/home Ubuntu Kudu. Paste it. Keep in the background. It is being running. Let me go and check whether I can access my application or not. So this is the incognito. So let me try to access it. See, I can access it. So there is some problem with being a service. So I can figure it out later. It's a Linux engineer part. So do not get panic about it. It's a no hop commit from the G unicorn. I can access it. So this is how you can deploy your application onto your Python application onto your EC2 instance. So there is a concept called reverse proxy. Reverse proxy. So reverse proxy, how I can achieve it, we will discuss tomorrow. So see how I'm accessing my application now every time. So I'm accessing. So I supposed to take it and I supposed to enter the 8000 here. So likewise, I supposed to do. So have you ever used it to give, so while accessing your google.com or so your application is being running on the 8000 port. So have you ever accessed your google.com like google.com colon 8000? Likewise, you have answered. So or youtube.com in the web, so colon 8080. Have you ever mentioned like that? You won't mention like that. So your application is running on 8000 port, your Python port, your Python application running on this port. Well and good, no problem. But I am entering something here, HTTP. So if I try to access my application from the web, so if something I post it, so the moment I post, Control V, so colon 8000, immediately it is redirected into what it is going to be. So if I, sorry. So if you go here, what it is becoming immediately, if you try to copy paste it here, so copy paste it to another place. So what it is becoming as a HTTP protocol. So HTTP or HTTPS. So the moment you are accessing it, so from the web, so if you try to access anything from the browser or the web, so it is going to becoming as a HTTP or HTTPS protocol, either the secure HTTP or HTTPS, two protocols. So your browser default to either listen on 80 or if it is a secure, it will be listening on the 443 protocols. The moment you click on the browser, something directly it will try to listen on the 80 or 443. So whatever your applications are there, so it will try your browser immediately start listening on 80 or 443. But your Python application I made running on 8000, running on the 8000. That's why browser do not know that. Browser default, so some request will goes. IP address came. The moment I enter the IP address, so it will try to look at port number 80. So, but my application is not on the port number 80. So my application was on 8000. So that's why I mentioned explicitly go to the 8000 port to get your Python application. Hey, in the real time, it is a very bad idea accessing using the ports. So do the some implement some mechanism. So I never to give the port numbers. So the moment I enter the IP address or the moment I given a DNS name like alladi.cloud. So alladi.cloud, if I give it, so it's supposed to go to the Python application, which is running on the port number 8000. So, but I won't give the 8000 port in the console. But if I request like this alladi.cloud, it's supposed to go to the my 8000 port. So something needs to be happen. So that process is called the reverse proxy mechanism. So you need a proxy server, reverse proxy server is going to be called as a reverse proxy. So how to access the custom port applications without mentioning the port number in the web browser. So for that, you need a reverse proxy. So our Nginx is going to be a default Nginx reverse proxy. So this part we'll discuss in the next portion. So it's a kind of real-time things. So it is a possible interview question. So have you any experience with the reverse proxies to make your applications secure and to make your redirections default? So that portion we'll discuss tomorrow. Same application I supposed to access without this 8000 port mentioning here. So this part we'll discuss tomorrow. For time being, you guys, I will provide this code, this repository, all those things, and try to do hands-on from the content what we delivered today. Fine. Any questions, guys, from the today's session? Any questions?